Hey everyone, I am Mike of Mike and Test Play, and welcome back to the Pokemon Yellow Immortal Pikachu Nuzlocke. Last time we started the game and caught, 4 Pokemon, and added one of them, Rage-Face the Mankey, to our actual team. Between episodes, I went ahead and deposited both of our, all 3 actually, of our non-team members into the box. So now we just have Rage-Face and Immortal P with us. And we're going to be doing pretty much grinding until the rival. That is kind of the plan for this episode. It is a Nuzlocke, and I do want to show all grinding that happens as a result of a Nuzlocke. One of the rules of a Nuzlocke is grind, grind, grind. It's sacred. I do want to show that. A lot of KOs tend to happen during grinding. It's kind of a joke within Nuzlocking communities. So I don't want to skip any of that. I don't want to be, not genuine. This isn't live streaming, so I want to be as open and honest as possible about how the run is going. If Rage-Face goes down right away, well then, somebody else might step in and join the team, because Immortal P definitely can't take on Brock alone. That is just not even a remote possibility here. Ooh, another Mankey. Level 5. Yeah, no, Rage-Face ain't taking this one on. The problem with Immortal P being our, ace here is that, it's not exactly defensively sound. It's a very squishy starting duo we've got here. It's like, that's gonna do, third of his HP. One hit. I'm gonna hope that I don't get too many Gen 1 misses in this run. A Gen 1 miss is a weird thing. So in Generation 1, even moves with 100% accuracy had a 1 in 256 chance to fail. So sometimes the move will just say, but it failed. And you'll go, what? That was Body Slam. It never misses. And yeah, it still can. The only move that actually can never miss is Swift. Or, I guess if you've used an X accuracy, technically all of your moves' accuracies become never missing, bypassing all evasion stats. It's totally not intended. But Gen 1, a lot of bugs, and we love them. I'll be talking about them, like I said earlier, as we go through. I've already mentioned crits are nonsense, based on speed, and ignore all stat changes, and don't even seem to do double. Sometimes they do, the same damage. It's crazy. As we know... you know what? I found a level 6 Nidoran here. That'll be really good experience. Trying to find safe opponents here for Rage-Face. Oh, for an Nidoran female will do quite well. It is Gen 1. There are no abilities. There are, only 4 stats. Well, 5 including HP, but special attack and special defense is 1 stat. So there are going to be Pokemon who are way better in this game than ordinarily hope they ever are again. There are going to be Pokemon who are worse in this game than they ever are again. Off the top of my head, Kangaskhan has terrible special, which makes its special defense terrible. Gosh, I do not want to heal this quickly. Maybe it'll turn into a high-level Pidgey. Something that Immortal P can just... it's a Pidgey. It's level 3. That's not exactly what I'd call high level. But it's there. We appreciate the effort there, Pidgey. The goal is to get both team members up to level 8. The rival is not part of the level caps. I want to be very clear on that. Level caps are the next gym leader until we reach the Elite Four, in which case it will be the cap of the 3rd Elite Four member, Agatha's ace, which off the top of my head, I'm saying 60 for yellow, but I haven't actually looked it up. So I could be wrong there. It was 60 of red and blue, I know that. as we head into the forest, because the forest is full of Pidgeys and Caterpies. Yes, Pidgey appears in the Viridian Forest in Yellow version. Also, there is a 1% chance at a level 9 Pidgeotto in the Viridian Forest, and Gust, as you might see here, normal type move, not a flying type move. So if we run into a Pidgeotto, we will panic. I say, as I realize that running into the level 9 Pidgeotto would be real bad, because, you know, Immortal P would have to swap into that, and that would not be ideal. Because, you know, terrible defense. Pikachu really is just paper thin. It's why this run is going to be crazy, especially since I've added Mankey, ever-reliable Mankey, as my second member here. I'm kind of really banking on getting some other Pokemon down the road. But again, didn't want to reuse the Pokemon that we used in Fire and the Green run. So, you know, the Nidoran female, who was absolutely the better choice, kind of going to the wayside here. But yeah, we're going to be showing all grinding. Even though it might make for some episodes to be a little bit, you know, like this, just showing off grinding in a Gen 1 Pokemon game. I'll just try to be extra entertaining along the way. You know, I can make jokes about bicycles. I have nothing else. It's just talking about jokes about bicycles. That's all that's on my mind right now. And I don't actually have a joke. I just said bicycles as the first word that came into my head. I should probably write down topics for when grinding episodes happen. Yeah, because then I can just rant about stuff. I can do that all day. I can absolutely, alright, top of my head here. Because I've already been talking about, Gen 1 quirks, and they're great, but I want to more talk about them kind of as they come up. Because, talking about how, you know, super broken Amnesia is when Amnesia is not a move anybody can learn for the next, 4 badges, doesn't really make any sense. So, I don't just want to rant about the game that I'm playing. Alright, Rattata. So let's think. What's something that I can talk about? It can't be something super controversial, because, you know, the world is crazy. So let's see. Something fun, something related to Pokemon, maybe, or to video games. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's an easy one. Here's a super easy one that has been in my craw, and I sort of mentioned it in the last episode. So, you know what? This super makes sense. Okay, so we have Pikachu following us here, which, first of all, fantastic. Love being able to talk to Pikachu. Love that Pikachu introduced the concept of friendship to the series. Yes, he did. Friendship wasn't formally introduced. Happiness wasn't formally introduced until Gen 2. But, you know, that is a Pikachu who is not very happy with us yet. But yeah, he gains happiness, friendship levels, just like, you know, Pokemon do in Gen 2 and beyond. So he was kind of the test case. Hi, Spearow, you're terrifying for me. Level 2. Rage Face, you can take him. And so I love that. Just full stop. And the series didn't do it again, didn't have a following Pokemon until Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where they did exactly what Pikachu's doing here. And watch how Pikachu is. He's just directly following us. He follows the exact same pattern we do. We can replace him by walking into him. It works very, very well. You know, sometimes you have to press a little bit harder to swap places with Pikachu, but 99% of the time you're just perfect, and he's following you in lockstep. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver, it's exactly the same thing. You can just tap to face them, but otherwise, you know, and sometimes it takes a second to switch positions, but it's the same thing. It's just a one-to-one follow. Very, very easy. For some reason that I will never fully understand, in later generations, when they've introduced Pokemon following you, they don't do that. Now, the next game I believe to have following Pokemon was Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which very much remakes of Yellow version in a way. You know, more focused on anime things, with a few, you know, a lot of fun things here and there. Actually, I love the games. But they didn't have Pokemon directly following you. They had Pokemon all moving at their own speeds. Now, it worked. Let's Go was much more, well, it's designed to be more for beginners, and it's a lot more kind of relaxed, and everything is on a pretty small screen. You know, some Pokemon, you ride them, and that was fantastic. So it was a little bit odd in certain ways, but for the most part it worked really, really well, and even the slower Pokemon tended to catch up with you. It wasn't exactly a one-to-one, but it was pretty darn close. I give them full credit for how well that went. But since it's been a disaster, like an unmitigated disaster, in my personal opinion. This is just my opinion, obviously, but like every other thing is they're just sort of wandering near you. They're warping all around because some of them are moving too slow. I'm talking like the DLC of Sword and Shield, where, oh yeah, you can have Pokemon follow you, and I was like, yes, because that was my favorite feature in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because it looked great. And, you know, I even love it in Yellow version. I love having Pikachu follow me around. It's fantastic. But then, like, my Pokemon weren't following me around. They were just kind of doing their own thing nearby. And I'm like, but why? And then sometimes I would mistake them for the Pokemon in the wild, which was a little bit confusing. And then, like, oh yeah, Gen 1 opposing Pokemon have like a 25% chance of having their non-damaging moves just randomly fail. It's fantastic. Also, love Yellow version because the sprites of Yellow version are some of the best in the series. Just full stop. They're just fantastic. Like, they look great, but then the back sprites are the exact same ones they used for Red, Blue. And so you get Mankey looking so weird from the back, but then in front he's like, I'm perfect! And it's just great. Pikachu is, I believe, the only one who got a new back sprite from Red, Blue to Yellow version. So, you know, pretty cool there. Wild Pokemon. Thank you. But yeah, then Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl had following Pokemon, but they were just like, that one was actually pretty darn poorly done, actually. They tried to do follow you because it was the chibi games and whatever, but like, they were just all over the place. Just wandering. And some of them were real broken. I don't know if you've ever seen Ekans follow you in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. It's a disaster. I think it's hilarious, but it's also real bad. And then even Scarlet Violet, which are, I am just a true blue Pokemon fan. I don't dislike any game in the series. XY was the low point, and even that I've replayed a ton of times. I just love Pokemon in general. You know, I still don't think they've missed with a main series title at all. They try new things, and some of them work out great, and some of them are one and done, and that's fine. Although bring back Mega Evolution like permanently, it's still the best gimmick ever. That's a whole different rant, totally different rant. I will do that a different day. But you know, as we get closer to the release of Legends ZA, and you know, who knows what that'll look like with Megas, but whatever. Again, topic for a different day. Right now, we're just focusing on the following Pokemon and why it's messed up, and Thunder Wave is going to be so important for Immortal P to get past certain components. He's gonna need it, and it makes the Brock fight is just gonna be an absolute mess. I will be shocked, I tell you, if our little Mankey friend here actually makes it past the Brock fight. Because if he's the only member, if Rageface is the only member of the team, he's just done. If Pikachu goes down, if Immortal P falls, he's just done. We gotta replace him with somebody else. So, you know, Rageface, you might not be on the team all that long, but you're vital for Brock, and really the only option that we had outside of Burb for a team member right now. So, yeah, that's how that is. as we have Nidoran male. But yeah, so even for Scarlet and Violet, in which, by the way, the auto battle function is a huge feature of the game, in which several Pokemon, well, okay, 2, but still, more than one Pokemon evolve only through walking around with you. And apparently, if they teleport, it doesn't count, because I've done 1,000 steps with Palmo, and I've done 1,000 steps with, Rabska? Or is Rabska the evolution? One of them. I've done it with both of them, and if they're not, like, right with you the entire time, it doesn't work. You basically have to keep them on screen and they can't warp. Otherwise, it doesn't count as 1,000 steps in a row. Because I've done more than 1,000 with each of them, just walking back and forth because they can't keep up with you because it's not in lockstep with your speed, which is the entire point of this ramp. Because you have to, like, go kind of slow, but you can't stop, because if you stop, then it's stopped, and then blah, blah, blah. It's just a mess. It's just, the whole thing is just like, why? Just, why did this happen? I don't know. I don't have an answer. But that's my rant for today. It's all about just you did it right here in yellow version with, you know, Game Boy Color technology. You did it right in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Even Let's Go is great for the modern era. Just go back to that from following Pokemon. Just put it back. Like, put it back with the, oh my gosh, another rant. I'm going to come up with a lot of these. Forced experience all. Oh, sorry, that was a weird cough I just said there. You know, definitely not related to something else I'll be ranting about someday. I should probably be writing notes down about this. I've got a lot of plans all of a sudden. I've got to talk about gimmicks and how Mega Evolution should come back, and I've got to talk about, you know, the forced experience share and how that was a mistake. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. Just a whole lot. I should write it down. I'll probably write it down after the episode, or I'll forget. One of those two. I'm aware that those are the only options, but you know, I still gotta talk about them. The goal was for this episode to only be 20 minutes, so Rageface, if you could hit level 8 so that we could take on the rival as the climax of this episode, as that was the planned climax of this episode, that would be very helpful. And I know you gotta be close. Ah, come on! That would have been cool. I could, like, check how much experience he needs. 8. Well, that makes sense. 8 to level 8. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, High Spear at level 2. Yeah, you can take it. I keep expecting these Spearows to be like, level 6! It's gonna one-shot me with Peck. It's level 2. And still has not used Peck. Every Spearo's just used Growl. Spearow looks great too here. Yay! Rageface hits level 8! And we can fight our rival! Which is going to be difficult because the rival's Eevee is dangerous. I believe the rival's Eevee is level 8 and his Spearow is level 9. But I'm not worried about his Spearow because we're going to be leading with Immortal P, and so, you know, he can do it. he can just wreck it. This is still going to be a challenging fight, though. This run, by the way, can fail. If the run fails, then the run fails. You know, if I get wiped out, it's over. I mean, not in episode 2. I'd probably just, you know, restart and then show where I am and what Pokemon I've added to the team as I refight the rival. But if that happens, that happens. Like, that's, you know, I will show it. I am absolutely dedicated to, I'm doing a Nuzlocke on a not live stream. I'm going to show all the things. If I mess up and the entire team dies, you know, if it's deep enough into the run, that's it. Off screen! Hey, Zazzles. I am going to absolutely forget that I named my rival Zazzles. Like, real fast. And probably by the third time we fight him, I'm gonna be like, what did I? Zazzles. Yeah, Spearow's level 9. Immortal P doesn't care. He's gonna two-shot it with Thunder Shock. While it growl! I was hoping it was gonna growl there. It didn't, but that's fine. Immortal P still gets the KO. And 111 experience, and yeah, no switch. As we get the Thunder Wave. Okay. Well, wait. Thunder Wave's 100 accuracy. What am I worried about? That's what I'm worried about. Tackle doing outrageous damage. Yeah, Immortal P, you are not going to be taking on this Eevee. You're just trying to weaken it so that... Okay, one Tail Whip, and then we're out of here. So that Rage Face can come in with it down 2 attack and a defense and paralyzed. And we got a free switch because it was fully paralyzed. Excellent. Rage Face, you really should win this. Paralysis also cuts Eevee's speed, which cuts down on its chances of critting. Which is good, and it has 1 HP. Hit it one more time and we win! So that was actually pretty clean. And yeah, Immortal P, even though he gained almost 200 experience, didn't level up to level 9. So yeah, he takes a little bit more. Medium fast is slower in the beginning than medium slow. And I believe Mankey is medium slow, which is why he leveled up so much faster than Immortal P did. Or at least it seemed as though he leveled up so much faster. But we have defeated Zazzles for a second time, which means that Flareon is now off the table. If you defeat the rival in the first battle, he can't get Vaporeon anymore. And if you beat him in the second one, he can't get Flareon anymore. If you lose in the first and either lose in the second or skip the second, he gets Vaporeon. If you win the first, well, win one of the first two, and then either lose or skip the other of the first two, he has Flareon. And if you beat him both of the first 2 times, he has Jolteon. He'll be having Jolteon. And we've got our 2 team members. They're at level 8. They're at their cap. And that's going to do it for this part. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you are enjoying this. I hope that that first rival battle with the Eevee being scary was, you know, a little tense. Although I hope to not have too many problems until Brock, because that one scares me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time for the 3rd part. And, well, we're going through Viridian Forest. That's what it'll be. See you then.
Pikachu!